Okay, so we'll click on syllabus. And we have two documents here. You definitely want to print both of these out. So let's click on syllabus first. And I want to go through this very quickly. There's my name. If you need to see me in my office, there's my office, SAG 118, and there's my phone number and email where I can be reached. I'll let you read the course description and the prerequisites. Learning outcomes will basically have two big sets, right? We have a little bit of algebra and then mostly statistics. So I'd say 75 to 80% statistics and about 20-25% algebra. And I'll let you read through those learning outcomes. The math text I've already mentioned. You can either buy a textbook that comes with access to MyMathLab, or you can just buy the MyMathLab access code online on mymathlab.com and use the digital ebook, which I'll show you in a little bit. The calculator, you will definitely need to get the TI-83 or 84 calculator if you don't already have it. Hopefully if you had a class before this one, you bought that one for this one. If not, then you'll need to definitely purchase that. It'll be worth your money for that. You will not be able to pass the course if you don't have that calculator. So in order to receive a passing grade in the class, you have to have at least a 60% when I average the midterm and final. So if I take your midterm plus the final divided by 2, that has to be bigger than or equal to 60%. So let's say you got a 50 on the midterm, you would need to get at least a 70 on the final to average that out. So we have online test, we have 2 proctor tests, the midterm and final, we have homework and possibly a few discussions and some quizzes, and you can see the grade distribution there. Each test will have a practice test. You have to take the practice test, and you have to get at least a 50% on the practice test before you can even attempt the test. I also allow you to take the test a couple times, the online test anyway. So definitely take advantage of that if you need to take it a second time. If you can get the test done by the due date, I will add 5 points to your test. If it's done after the due date, within 3 days, I don't take off anything, but I don't add anything either. And then after 3-day grace period, there's a 10-point deduction. Homework, I'll show you that in a little bit. You have to get at least a 50% of the homework before moving on to the next section. A lot of this stuff is very linear, and it builds on the previous material, so make sure you get that done. Discussions, you'll see those discussions posted over here under assignments, and I'll show you those in a little bit. I guess I can show you them now without losing the syllabus. You can see weekly postings here. Right now I've got the first 3 weeks posted. So quizzes, you can take the quizzes up to 5 times by the due date, and after the due date, you still get to take it, but it's limited to 1 attempt. Practice test, I mentioned that before. Midterm, a lot of students go ahead and schedule their midterm right now, first week of class. That way they'll get the spot that they want. If you wait until the week of midterms, you will not get the time that you want, and you may even have to take it late, and you'll get hit with that late penalty. So don't wait until the week of midterms to schedule your midterm. Go ahead and get that done. And similar with the final exam, you can go ahead and schedule that now if you want. I probably wouldn't do that quite yet, because you may be able to take your final exam early. You don't really have to. This is not a synchronous course. We're not going to be having live chats or anything that are going to be required. So you can finish the course by spring break if you want. Here's the traditional grading scale here. One big thing here is there are no W's in this class unless you get permission from the department chair. It's extreme circumstances, not just because you're not doing well. So don't plan on withdrawing from this class. And here I give you a little formula for how to compute your grade in the class. Okay, if you have any disabilities that I need to know about, let me know. And here's some academic misconduct information and about the lottery scholarship. And also about attendance. So make sure that you are still, I can still determine if you're attending by looking at your submitted work. About emailing the professor. This really goes for any class, not just mine. Include your name and the course in the body of your email. And if you're replying to my email, include the original email, and I'll let you look over the rest of those. And tech support, True Blue Pledge, and map to my office. And we also have a physical math lab here, and I'll talk more about that later once it opens up the second week of class. And here's a little flow chart. I print this off and look through it. You're going to first watch a video lecture. Take notes while watching. This is kind of like you're going to class part. Let me blow this up a little bit. Don't try to bypass that. You can. I mean, you can try to do the homework without doing it. You may be able to muscle through some of them, but you're still going to be missing quite a bit. So try to get that. Then do the online homework. There are a lot of help aids on the homework. You can go through those. You should be able to get 100% on the homework. You can do every problem over as many times as you need to. Then take an online quiz when you see them. And then repeat this until you get to a test. And then take the test. So on the practice test, if you have to get at least a 50%, just because you get a 50% doesn't mean you should take the test. Because what kind of grade are you going to get on the test? About a 50%. So take the practice test until you actually get the grade you want to get on the test. Then take the test. That's a lot of time. That's what it takes. Students who do well in here sometimes take that practice test 8 or 9 times or more. So that's how we prepare for the test. When teachers give you practice tests, do them. Okay, let's go back to the syllabus. And here is the outline that you want to print off. So print this outline off, and it'll tell you the due dates. We have sort of the generic here within the week. You should get these first 3 sections done, and their associated homeworks. And the quizzes are usually around that same time. Sometimes I bump it back a little bit to give you a little more time on the quizzes. Here's the quiz due date. So once this quiz due date here, like for section 1.1, once January 18th passes, I will go in when I remember to, and I will change that due date. Generally, I make it about the test date. So this first one would be February 3rd. I change it to February 3rd, and then I change the number of attempts allowed back to 1. So if I don't do that, and you need to take a quiz and an assignment's closed, just email me and I can open that up for you. Okay, so all the due dates are up on here. Okay, so what are you going to do? You've read through the syllabus, you kind of understand the policies. How are you going to get started? Just go over here to assignments. I've tried to make it simple. Week 1. So I put all the stuff here on week 1 that needs to be done. So take this quick survey. Watch video lecture 1.1. It's about 20 minutes long. I'll be honest, this first chapter 1 it seems to be the hardest chapter for me to teach in whatever course I do. A lot of it's vocabulary, just introductory material. It's not super exciting. We're not solving problems here, which I find exciting, of course. Nonetheless, they're important concepts to get down. So watch the video and then do the homework. I used to have links here, but they no longer work, so I'm not going to relink them. When you come to a homework, 1.1 and 1.2, just come over here to homework, click on homework, and click on, let's see, for this to come up. There we go. So there's 1.1, 1.2. You can click on that and go through it. And there are a lot of help aids on the homework. I'll give you another video on the homework a little bit later. I don't want to make this one too long. Too late, right? It's already too long. Let's go back here to week 1. And so you'll watch these videos, do the homework, and then do the associated quizzes. And the quizzes are usually pretty short. The homework problems, you'll soon find out, you can redo each individual problem until you get them right. The quizzes, you have to redo the whole quiz. That's the bad news. The good news is I'll let you take it multiple times. And also, they're generally pretty short. I used to do a quiz over each chapter, and it'd be 10 to 15 questions long. And if you only missed 2 or 3, you want to redo it, you had to redo the whole quiz. So now I've made it, you have more quizzes, but they're very short. They're usually 3 to 5 questions. So sometimes the quizzes don't take but a couple minutes to do, particularly early on. Okay? And so this is what needs to be done the first week. And then here's a week post. There's a posting. This is probably just a tell us a little bit about yourself, and somebody's already posted. And then move on to week 2, and you can certainly move on as quick as you need to. Okay, and I put links down here when I thought about it to the textbook. So if you wanted to pull up a portion of the e-text, you can. Now the videos here are not my videos, but they're still good videos. These are the publisher videos. But you can pull up the online ebook. And again, I don't want to show you too many resources in the beginning of this first video. I want you to get in, kind of get started, and then I'll point out resources as the term goes through. Okay, so here's the copy of the ebook. You can certainly print this out if you need to, and this would be the exact book that you would have there. Okay. And so I've shown you the homework. When you come to quizzes and tests, you can click on quizzes and tests. And I'll let you sort of browse I've also relinked the videos down here. If you want to go to a certain video, you can. If you can't remember what week it was in. So we have 4 units in the class. I'll let you kind of browse around Tools for Success and Homework Help and Multimedia Library, Tutor Surfaces, Discussions. I may need to remove that because I'm posting the discussions within the assignments, and you should not have that Instructor Resources tab. So that's it. I didn't want to make this too long, so I look forward to working with you in the class. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email.